For some reason, it just seems natural taking pictures during the daytime. But we're gonna show you how to shoot amazing shots after the sun goes down.
Wow. What a great view.
It's beautiful, especially at nighttime with all the lights.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Anybody who's ever stood up here on Mount Washington overlooking Pittsburgh knows that this is one of the greatest scenes that you're going to find in America. And the big challenge for us is, how do we capture that? How do we capture the nighttime scene? We had that beautiful sunset earlier that we saw. This is a little bit different. The artificial light of the city obviously doesn't have the same power that the sun does.
Right.
So how do you make the picture that captures that mood of all the lights and the cars and the river? You see all these highlights on the river?
Yeah, all the little lights. Yeah.
Well, it really comes to life at night, and you got to take photos of that. So what I've done is I've set up the camera here
Okay.
on a tripod. Let me turn it on. Now, we're going to use manual mode, okay, because we can make some adjustments, some creative adjustments that allow us to sort of allow the artificial light of the city to bleed into that frame. If you can imagine being out in the sun for an hour versus 4 hours, you might get more sunburn.
Right.
But what we have to do is we have to allow the artificial light to really come in. So we're going to expose the frame for a prolonged period of time. I'm using a tripod because I'm probably going to be around 6 seconds. Okay.
You're gonna let the picture be taken for 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Okay.
Now, this has optical image stabilization, but you get down around half a second to a second, and you're gonna get everything to be
Blurry
blurry,
town.
which is kind of creative and abstract and everything like that. And I probably would shoot that. But for this purpose, we want to show the detail.
Okay.
So what I've done, if you can see right here, is I've set it on 6 seconds. Now,
Okay.
the way that you adjust that is with this toggle. You can see how that.
Oh, right.
So we can make all sorts of adjustments in shutter speed.
So that's the length of time that the shutter is gonna stay open.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
In seconds, okay? So I think 6 seconds would probably be pretty good.
Okay.
All right, let's
And
try.
now, what are you trying to have? Like, what are you trying to achieve by having it shoot for 6 seconds?
I'm opening the shutter and allowing all these lights to come bleeding in through the lens, okay? Now, when we have really bright sunlight, there's a really quick shutter, 1/25th of a second.
Okay.
So, we're looking at 600 times the amount of light that we're allowing into the frame. Obviously, our eyes can adjust to this light better than the camera.
Okay.
So, there we go. Now, you see how easy that was?
Mm-hmm.
We've got a tripod. We don't always want to carry a tripod with us.
Right.
So one of the things that we're going to do tonight is we're going to work with a flash. We're going to do some really interesting things with the lights of the city, and we're going to have dinner with our friends, and we want to capture the ambiance of the restaurant. So it's a very simple thing to do. A few challenges. Mara, it's a piece of cake. By the end of tonight, you're going to have some great photos, and you're going to be taking your camera out with you every single night.
Okay.
All right?
Let's go out to dinner.
Great. So are you ready for a great meal?
I am. Hi,
and
guys.
How are you?
Nice to
You guys
see
having a good time?
Absolutely.
What a great setting. So how do we take pictures of this?
Okay. Well, I would say that since it's dark outside, I would want to use the flash. Okay, so get together.
Okay.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Aww.
Now that's a great picture.
Yeah.
Now, what I'd like to teach you is maybe how to use the lighting that's ambient,
Okay.
which is that is existing, not the flash.
Like the candle lights.
Right. And
Okay.
what it'll do is it'll pull the mood of the scene out a little bit. These guys have this wonderful, passionate love affair. We're sitting here with candlelight and great wine. So all we have to do, Mara, is switch over to the scene mode, and you see the candlelight?
Oh, so it's like a pre-setting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that easy?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get it all set up. We're going to turn off our flash.
And now, see, it would be my instinct that if you took a picture without a flash at night, that it wouldn't show up, that it would
Well,
be
let
dark.
me show you what we can do.
Okay.
Okay, Rick, Ellen, why don't you guys get in there? There you go. So, what we've got here is
Oh
we've
my
got
God.
the mood from inside the restaurant. We've got this wonderful bottle of Bordeaux.
You can actually see the background instead of
Absolutely.
just their faces.
And I would say that if you find yourself in this type of situation, go ahead and switch, whenever you see candles on the table, switch it over to candlelight and see if it works for you.
Okay.
A lot of times it may be too dark, the ambient light may not be enough, but give it a shot. I think it'll work out most times.
Okay, I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
You guys are gonna like this. All right, so I'm off. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that was so good. You have to see this one. Look at that.
Oh, that's great. Oh, you look handsome.
Oh, fabulous.
So, why don't we have a great dinner?
All right.
And afterwards, we can go out and see what we can find along the streets with the neon lights and take some creative sort of abstract pictures
Ooh,
and,
that sounds cool.
and have a lot of fun.
All right,
Okay?
sounds good.
We've got an excellent reason why you always have to have your camera with you.
Okay.
Look at all these beautiful lights here today. We've got this neon that's casting these wonderful reflections on the water.
Oh yeah, it's like iridescent.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for us to make some abstract art again.
Okay.
Okay? Now what I'm gonna do here is, realizing it's night, I'm still gonna turn my flash off. Okay?
That's just crazy to me.
So watch what I come up with here.
Okay.
So we picked up all the color, all the beautiful indigos, purples, and a little bit of red in there,
Yeah.
some blue. All right,
It is very abstract.
now, that's nighttime photography in the abstract form.
Okay.
Now,
So why do you use a flash? That's my question.
Well, let's talk about that right now. First of all, here's how you adjust your flash. See that little lightning bolt right there? That's the flash insignia or
Okay.
logo, okay? And you can see it represented right there. You see how there's a line through it? That means the flash is turned off. Now, if I hit this button, that's automatic flash. Let me show you what happens with automatic flash. Okay?
Oh.
Stand right there. Now, you see in this picture, we sort of lost all the background.
Right, it's like
Okay.
one big floating head.
Right. What happened there was the flash overpowered the ambient light, okay? So, to make that a little bit better, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch it over to slow, that S right there stands for slow shutter speed with flash.
Okay.
Okay?
Slow shutter speed. Ah, it's like a double flash.
It is a double flash. Real easy thing to do.
Let's see
Okay.
it.
Okay?
You can see the whole background,
We've got the whole background, we've got you in there.
but it still looks like nighttime, so.
It definitely looks
See-
like nighttime.
Very cool.
But really shows the scene much better.
Right.
Why don't you try a couple?
All right. The student becomes the master. Okay, Jeff, I want to take another one of these flashless nighttime shots. Looks so good. Check this out. I can't believe you don't need to use a flash at night. That blows my mind.
Omar, the 4 separate scenes that we photographed tonight, we didn't use flash in 3 of them. The overlook with the city of Pittsburgh in the golden hour after the sun had set, we didn't use a flash there. We didn't use a flash in candlelight mode, you know, when we were having dinner.
Yeah, it was very moody.
And then we used the reflective light in the water to bring out all this and make some abstract art. That was another case where we didn't use flash. The only time we use flash is when we put it on slow shutter speed to bring the ambient light up so that we could really give, you know,
all the background.
the space justice, you know,
Right.
in the picture. So we've got the subject in there, but we really have the background. So
Yeah.
make all the attempts you can. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, and just have fun with it. And turn that flash off at night.
All right, a couple more.
Okay,
All right.
When Ansel Adams once said, "There's nothing worse than a sharp image of a fuzzy concept," I think he was probably clued into a fundamental truth of the universe. So what does all this mean? When you pick up your camera, try to figure out why you're picking up that camera and what you want to say. I think your photos will be that much more meaningful.